Hi guys, what's up? So I'm back again with another video. So this is the second video of the week now. Now this one is a little what I think should have happened in my opinion. I did a video like this quite a while back now, and I think I did one before about we should have had like a Garrus / Archangel like DLC in Mass Effect 2, and that maybe just to get a little. Obviously you had the details about like Garrus and that with all the, you know, like the whole like crime fighting on Omega and that against, you know, the three factions, you know, like the Blue Suns, Eclipse and Blood Pack and that. You heard like the stories, but I thought it would be nice to actually like get to see some of it for yourself, and that way you players like Garrus and like him recruiting his like own squad and stuff, and then when he's like drawn away and the whole betrayal and everything, I thought that would have been quite interesting. So I'm back doing another one now. This one might be a little bit controversial in that, especially depending on who you choose, because I know some people aren't huge fans of one of the like characters. I personally like them, and I like the interaction with them. I like the stories that they tell you. But this video is basically, it would have been nice and it would have been interesting to have had a Kaidan / Ashley spin-off in Mass Effect 2. Now when I say Kaidan / Ashley, obviously because it just depends on who survives Vermeer, like when you're Shepard, like who you choose to go and save and who gets left behind. Obviously if you get what I mean. So basically, when it comes to Ashley or Kaidan on Mass Effect 2, they're not really in the game. You only see them once, and that's on Horizon when the collectors like hit, and then they have the little like dialogue, like 5-minute dialogue with like Shepard, like once the collectors like leave and take all the colonists like with them back, you know, back through the Omega 4 Relay. But I thought it would have been like interesting where if you had like a little spin-off, whether it was a DLC or even like maybe a full game, maybe a bit shortish, and that maybe just about, you know, like 8-10 hour like booming like game, something like that, right? Maybe limited like side quests and stuff, more like linear focus, maybe not full on open world like a regular like Mass Effect like game. And this is how I kind of feel like maybe certain spin-offs could have potentially been, but like just here you get to like focus more heavily on Kaidan / Ashley after the Normandy's destroyed, after Shepard dies, and then like focuses on, I mean, you could skip a little bit and stuff, you know, like the whole like, you know, like 1 year later, and then obviously like finally to the 2 years later, especially when Shepard's like revived and that. But obviously this would only carry on up until Horizon, because obviously you see Kaidan / Ashley on Horizon when you actually head there. So, and that's like for like the whole Seeker swarms and everything. So yeah, like I just think it'd be quite interesting just to see, because when you're Shepard on Mass Effect 2 and you go to the Citadel and you talk to Anderson and that, you hear like you ask about Kaidan or Ashley about like what they're basically like up to, what's going on, and Anderson responds like they're working on a top secret mission and he can't talk about it because it's classified. Well, we know what it's all about, and that it's basically Kaidan and Ashley investigating the colonists going missing and having suspicions that Cerberus might have been involved, and that like maybe rather than obviously being like collectors. Now I just think it would have been like interesting just to like see a little bit of what potential. Sorry for that. Like just a notification on the PlayStation. Sorry about that. But yeah, like just would have been like interesting to see maybe some of the missions that they went to it, that they actually explored, and maybe also like investigating some colonies that we didn't actually get to see in Mass Effect 2, or maybe go and investigate some before or even after Shepard investigated some like Freedom's Progress, for example. You could have had Kaidan or Ashley going there first, or even potentially after. Because I mean, Jacob even mentioned on Mass Effect 2 that other sites had already been investigated, and that before they even got there. But yeah, obviously Freedom's Progress wouldn't work now. I'm thinking about it, because Jacob did also say like obviously Cerberus were going to be there first, because every other time that a colony was attacked by obviously the collectors, and that somebody else already got there first, and that, so maybe you could actually explore that with Kaidan or Ashley, of like some of these other colonists and that and just like I suppose like maybe this one could be like limited like in action, maybe a little bit more mystery from their own point of view. Obviously we know what it already is, but from their point of view, maybe a little bit more mystery, a little bit of tension. Maybe the only form of combat probably be maybe like scavengers, maybe like, you know, loot and like, you know, like some that weren't taken by the collectors and who were maybe hiding but they were thieves or something, or maybe mercenaries or bandits or anything that show up at the same time, and maybe the like like Kaidan or Ashley have to deal with them and that during the investigation. So not as much action in this potential spin-off and that, but just more mystery and more investigation from their point of view of investigating like the colonists going like missing. And like I says, you could have this go on like during the 2-year period and that. But like I said, like some things could be like skipped, you know, like a year later, a couple of months later, vice versa. But it would basically end, like it would probably end like something along the lines of like Kaidan or Ashley getting like the assignment from Anderson about like go to like Horizon, right? I go to Horizon, and that because that's a colony that's vulnerable, that's potentially going to get attacked like next and that. So, and once they get that assignment and they head off to Horizon, like maybe like it being in the shuttle, for example, that's where like obviously the spin-off like would end, because everything else, well, you basically know what happens like after, don't you? So I do feel like that could be like a very interesting like spin-off that we never got. I know this is not going to happen like or anything and that, because it's been that long and obviously everyone's too busy like thinking about the next Mass Effect game and that, and obviously we're not going to get any spin-offs or anything like for the trilogy now or anything and that, but every so often I do like to have these little like ideas and that about what potential spin-offs we could have had and what I think we should have had. And I do think the Garrus one on Omega is probably still the better idea like of the two so far. Obviously I'll try and think of like some others maybe at some point in the future, but the Garrus on Omega and that being Archangel is probably like a really good one. If you haven't seen that video, like you should go check it out and that. Can't remember when I uploaded it or anything and that, but if you just look on the channel and that, I'm sure you'll find it somewhere. But this one's not a bad idea. Out of the two, obviously the Garrus one would have a lot more action, because obviously it's Garrus fighting crime on Omega and that, you know, like being like a vigilante, like basically being a vigilante on Omega, and that's obviously that one would be more action packed, whereas the Kaidan and Ashley one, investigating missing colonists on different colonies that we never saw in Mass Effect 2, that'll be more mystery and more tension and more investigation, and that with just a little bit of action like here and there. So I don't know, guys. You let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Would you have liked to have seen a Kaidan / Ashley Mass Effect 2 spin-off of like what they were like getting up to, and that like after the Normandy was destroyed, after Shepard died, that like their point of view with the investigations of the missing like colonists, etc. Would you have liked to have seen that? Would have been interesting or anything like that? Like I said, just let us know your thoughts and opinions and everything in the comments down below. What you think, and also let us know in the comments what you would have liked to have seen. Would you like to but just basically let us know in the comments down below what like spin-off ideas would you have liked to have seen, and maybe that could be something to like talk about like sometime as well, like what you guys think, and that what spin-offs would you like to have seen from the trilogy or even Andromeda, like if you like, just like I says, any of your own like ideas or anything, let us know in the comments down below, and maybe I could potentially use that as like something like just like to discuss and have a talk about in the next video like next time. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it, and also just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that watched the last video about the gas bags, and that video didn't do too bad, to be fair. Even if the videos don't get viewed and that, I'll still do the videos and that. Like I said, I'm obviously taking a break from the actual gameplay side of things and that, but I still want to keep the channel active. So like I said, 1 or 2 like videos a week, unless we got something major like news or anything, then I would like do another one. But I still want to keep the channel active, and some videos will do well, some videos won't do so well, but won't stop me. I will still keep doing Mass Effect content and that for like basically forever, really. So yeah. So yeah, so just thank you for the support as always. Thank you to anyone that has watched any content on the channel, whether it's like the newest videos or the oldest ones, or checked out past live streams or anything like that. Just want to say a massive thank you. I do appreciate the support, and yeah, I'm just going to try and keep growing. Just keep growing the channel as best as I can, because it is a full-time Mass Effect like channel now. I know some people will be watching like right now and obviously thinking that it's obviously not what it originally was, because when I first started the channel, it was basically a mixture of everything. There was loads of stuff. Obviously, we're not going into that right now. But right now, basically basically since the Legendary Edition came out, it's been which is about what, 4 or 5 years ago now. This is basically like now a full-time Mass Effect channel, and that's what it will remain to be, because obviously I love Mass Effect. I'm very passionate about it, and I love doing Mass Effect content, whether it's gameplay or whether it's videos like this. So yeah. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed the video, guys, and make sure you stay safe, look after yourselves, enjoy the rest of your day, night, wherever you are, and I will catch you guys next time. And that, I mean, I've done 2 videos this week. You might say another one this week. I don't know. It just depends on how I'm feeling, and if I get any ideas in my mind or anything like that. But if not, and that'll be probably like back sometime next week with a video. But we'll see. Just hit the notification bell and everything like that. Stay subscribed, and who knows when I will like do a video or anything like that. So yeah. So catch you later, guys. Take care. Peace.